everyone. Back out in the shop, catching up on some little details. When I had the Lotus in here and I was moving the Cobra around kind of by myself and just pushing it, it bumped into something I didn't recall seeing sticking out. A little scratch in it. I've already repaired the gouges, primed it, and I've prepped the surface. I've sanded it with a 2000 grit here in the middle, 3000 out here, 5000 out here, and I'm going to attempt to spot it in and spot in the clear. It's really not something that's recommended to do, and it may not be perfect, but I think it'll be good enough, because the only other solution is to take the side pipes off, take the windshield out, and paint it over to this center line, which constitutes here too, taking the headlight out, lights, bumper, to get to this line. And I'm going to attempt not to do that, because I do drive this car a lot. I take it to track days. It's going to get more damage, so I'll save that big of a redo when I got something more serious to repair. So we'll get going here and see how it comes out. We'll try something here. It's a little different. This white foam material is a product that you can use in the industry to put in a door jamb when you're painting the outside of the door to the quarter panel or door to the fender, and it makes the paint break into a soft line instead of like a piece of tape that would have a real sharp hard line. This isn't how it's meant to be used, but I'm going to give it a try. I had it laying around. We'll see how it does. Here we got it all masked up. I'll blend the paint in here, blend it out a little bit to the edge, and then we'll see if we can blend some clear on this thing. And I had got this prepared the night before, so I draped a piece of paper over the area, keep any dust settling. The garage has had many projects in it. There's dust hanging in all the nooks and crannies. And so since it was there, I used it to kind of tune up the gun a little bit. This, like most body repair things, is a lot of repetitive steps. Get my tack rag, wipe it down, and we put a little bit of color for the first coat, and then sit down and go kill 10 minutes. Yep, time has expired. Doing a second coat, putting this on very thin, trying not to shoot directly into that foam. When I do get close to it, I try to aim it so it's coming in from the backside. So, time has passed. You might notice how the paint has dulled up. That's normal. That's how base coat does. All the shine comes from the clear coat. Now that I got a couple coats on, I'm putting this coat on a little heavier. But I don't want to run this base coat. That would set me back to where I'd have to start over. Another drying period's by. And this time I'm getting in and I'm trying to melt down the edges a little bit and get some decent coverage. And on this pass, I've over-thinned the paint, and I'm mostly just trying to melt in the overspray area up near that foam. Okay, first step of the operation is done. Going to carefully unmask it. I've waited about 15-20 minutes. We'll get the tape and the paper, get the foam off. And get this opened up, and we'll make a larger area. Then I'll continue to spray some blue in with the thinner paint and try to blend this out into the other color. And here I'm trying to save some of the original masking paper since it's already in a covering up the car. It never seems like it wants to cooperate. It always wants to fall back. So I've laid the foam out here in a larger area from where the initial blend was. So I'm going to take the reduced blue paint and fog it around the edges a little bit. This will also help even out the metallic that's in the paint. And all that work just for a couple of quick skirts where I'm just trying to melt in that edge. That was the last section that we painted. And as I mentioned, repetition. So I've got the blue blended out into the area. So now we'll get it prepped up and basically do the same thing with the clear. Get it all unmasked. Try not to let the paper fall back onto the painted area. It seems to have a mind of its own. And it's been that way for the 50 years I've been doing this work. Once again, I've laid the foam out for the soft line. And now I'm going to just do the same process here, cover up the part I don't want the clear to get onto. This part is kind of satisfying. It's a kind of a zen thing. You just get your mind into it and you start visualizing what the end product's going to be, and helps keep one motivated. But so far it's working good. I'm satisfied with how it's coming out, and I think it's going to actually work out on the good side of what I was hoping for. Got the clear all mixed up. Tack it down a little bit. And now do just what I did before, only it's all clear. But the clear is the magic. As soon as you put the clear on, the shine comes up and it starts looking real nice. And as before, whenever I sat in the chair, got me some crackers, a little lunch, drank a beer, and let the clear dry with that coat. Spend a moment or two, and we'll probably repeat the process again. Here, let another 10 or 15 minutes go by, and I'm going to do just like I did with the blue. I'm going to unmask it, and underneath I have it prepped with that 5,000, 3 to 5,000 grit. And I'm going to try to blend the clear effectively into the other clear. And if I can get the taper to do what it's supposed to do. And as you can see around the shiny part there, it's a bit of an abrupt edge. So I'm going to take the clear and just try to spray it on there and melt that edge in a little bit so it isn't quite as defined. I think that will really help when it comes to the color sanding process. There, all that work's done. Let another batch of time go by. Now I've over-reduced the clear. And here I'm just going to take that edge and try to melt it down. And that's it for the spring. We'll let it dry and go from there. And here's the product all finished up. I've got a little bit of dirt in it, which I expected. Fiberglass cars tend to have a charge on them, and they draw dust. I'll let this dry for probably a couple days, and then I'll get in here and sand any of the dust particles out. It's like I got a tiny little run to deal with, and then feather in the edges, and I think it's going to come out just fine. So once again, hope everybody enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.